we get to fish some really cool places at the Next Bite. I'm here with Mike Gofron, Mercury Lund Pro, and my son Chase, and we're doing a little recon for Anglers Insight Marketing walleye tour that the Bay Mills Resort and Casino will be hosting in 2010. So we've come to this site to check out the fishing, check out the facilities, and see if we can get the next bite.
Michigan's beautiful northern border is comprised of both diverse and tremendous fishing opportunities. In fact, this isn't the first trip to the region for the Next Bite. It was just a few years ago that Gary and Chase were putting the final touches on Mustad's slow death hook in the Sault Ste. Marie River system by trolling the bottoms of its massive shipping lanes for walleyes.
Boy, talk about a blast.
Oh, you get in the right area and it's just doubles and...
We fished up here lots of times. It's fun.
However, this trip to the tournament-grade border waters of the United States and Canada brings them just west of the Sioux River to the vast, flat, weedy bays of the Bay Mills Community Township at the mouth of the Great Lakes Superior, directly connected and accessible by water through the Sioux Locks. The Bay Mills area is known historically for its great schools of fish. And it is this schooling aspect of these Lake Superior walleyes that makes professional tournament anglers Gary Parsons, Mike Gofron, and Chase Parsons' use of pitching jigs instead of trolling so unique.
Get a better one.
Think you want the net for this one?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a nicer fish.
Can handle it? Yeah, it looks like it's got some decent head shakes. Yep.
Come here, buddy. There, that's a nice jigging fish no matter where you go. It's kind of odd. It's kind of a little weird going to the Great Lakes and fishing so shallow. You know, everyone's used to catching fish out in the Great Lakes and deeper water and stuff. But here we're up in 3 feet of water and catching these fish. The local guys like to fish planer boards and stuff, which is an awesome presentation here. But with 3 of us, we all 3 can jig fish really well. We can cover water pretty quick. You move around on a calm day like this and get the jigs up away from the boat. We're getting them pretty good, so it's a lot of fun. There you go, buddy.
It is flat calm, sunny, and barely a cloud in the sky.
A lot of smaller ones in the weeds today, but you know, could be the conditions, Mike. There might be a bunch of big ones in here too.
Yeah.
But without any wind and only a few feet of water.
Well, even if the conditions are somewhat adverse and might have the big ones hunkered down, it isn't messing with the thermostat of this hot bite as far as the numbers game goes.
Like a vacuum up there. Would you knock it off?
Yeah, but they're all little guys. You need
This is ridiculous.
to get a little bigger one.
Or with the fact that with enough patience and concentration, the chance to lure a bigger walleye from these off-colored water weeds is possible with every lift and drop of the jig.
What do you got there, Gofron?
I think I got a walleye.
Get the net
nice
on
one.
this one, huh?
Good one, Chase?
All right.
Here he comes, here he
All right,
comes.
yeah. There we go.
All right. Yeah, that's got to be almost 18 inches,
That's
huh?
not a bad fish.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice one.
I'll let you take care of it.
Oh, gee, thanks. No,
I'm gonna get back to fishing.
my arm's getting kind of sore, Chase.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a chunky one, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice
That's a
one.
nice fish.
You're gonna need the
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty
Yeah, let me
deep.
get the pliers for you, Mike.
Chase, it's
I noticed right in the
there
top of the
side
water here, it's really calm today.
Oh, yeah.
But I've seen a bunch of shiners.
Oh yeah?
So I bet these fish are feeding at night like crazy here.
Yeah, I bet they are too.
Low light conditions. But this is definitely a tough walleye day with the way it is with the sun and everything here. But that's a nice fish.
It is. Get him back in the water.
Yep.
There he goes.
We're actually doing something a little bit different today. We're fishing a back bay off of Lake Superior that's very flat, has a lot of weeds. Actually only gets down to about 6-7 feet at the deepest point. Now generally when you're fishing locations like this, trolling is a good way to find fish. However, in this certain scenario, we're actually finding that these fish are congregating. They're schooling up. When we're catching a fish, we're actually catching a few more right around it. Now the problem with trolling is you might catch one fish in that area and not know there's a lot more there. We're jigging these weed patches and using our Lowrance electronics here to actually key us in where these fish really are. There's some thick patches that these fish are really concentrating on. So what we're doing, we'll lay an icon down. We actually have 3 of them laid down right in the general area here. And we're staying around there after we catch one, pitching to all the weeds right around, and actually catching 2 or 3 more fish in these little areas. So trolling is a good way to catch these fish in vast, flat areas. But when you do find them, slow down, really attack these schools, and it's gonna help you catch more fish.
In the interest of seeking out some bigger fish, Gary Parsons, Mike Gofron, and Chase Parsons have moved to slightly deeper water, from about 2 to 3 feet to around 5 to 6 feet. With the wind starting to pick up, Gary, Chase, and Mike hope to combine their earlier success with numbers with a bit more size.
You got one?
Yep.
That looks like a pretty good fish. You gonna need the net?
That feels right. You might want to get the net, Mike.
I'll get the net for you.
Yeah. It's awfully wild, but...
Oh, it's a nice fish. Is it a walleye?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There
all
you
right.
go, buddy.
Yeah, nice one, Chase.
I just marked a really nice one out here
Nice.
beneath us,
He actually
too.
hit twice.
Did he
Really?
I missed him the first time. Yeah, he did.
Pretty little guy.
I missed him the first time, dropped back. When I lifted again, he went bonk.
If you had been using live bait, you'd have never got that fish because
No.
you'd have got it the first time.
Yeah, nice fish. Boy, he was crazy. Did you see him fighting there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It was nuts. What do you do? Just jump out of your hands?
that's a quick release.
At my seminars throughout the winter and summer, the big question is, when and where do you use Gulp? It's a great search tool. You can work it a lot faster than live bait. You can cast it further than live bait. This is an 1/8 ounce jig here with a 3-inch Gulp minnow on there. This is, I believe, a smelt. It really works well in shallow water. When you're working shallow water, though, you have to pick the right size jig and the right size Gulp because of the fall in the weeds. You can go with an 1/8 ounce with a 3-inch minnow or a 1/16 with a 2.5-inch Gulp minnow. It's very critical to present this bait kind of floating through the weeds and maybe just popping it a little bit. It's an awesome presentation. What you need to do is leave the live bait home and just use Gulp exclusively for the day, and I guarantee you will catch fish.
When you've got 3 highly competitive tournament pros in a boat, it is only a matter of time before the spirit of competition manifests itself in some good humor.
Woo. If you guys want some lessons, I'm pretty much free the rest of the week here.
In this case, Gary, Mike, and Chase decide to set up a little game in regards to the stakes of how many fish they can catch between them.
All right, there we go. That's a decent one. We have a little bet going today. I pooched $1 before because I missed a fish. I had it on and it got off, but right now I just made the money back.
So every fish caught, any species, is $1. Any miss is -$1. Let the games begin.
In your face right there.
He has no eyes. No wonder he bit on your bait.
Wow, just a machine, Chase. Just a machine. Fish with teeth, even the little guys. What do you got on that? What do you got?
3-inch tail. Mike. Are you kidding me?
You guys are losers.
He's pitched it.
He's lipping them.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, man.
Chase. Northern.
Get that away
You know
from
what
me.
that smells like?
Get that away from me.
Dollar bills.
Now who owes what?
As the bites continue to come in, the scores remain within 1 to 2 points of another. Suddenly, every cast counts, just like a tournament. When you have love for the game, you simply can't shake being a competitive angler, not even for a moment.
Ooh, in the
Ah,
boat.
back in the battle!
The real deal. Straight talk to make you a better fisherman. Brought to you by thenextbite.com.
You know, Mike's known by almost all the tournament fishermen to be the #1 jig fisherman in the world.
And you're also no slouch either, Gary.
Well,
No, it's
thanks, but you know, the thing is, we were flabbergasted when we compared our setups. Look at these rods. They're different makes. Mine's a Bass Pro setup, yours is a Berkeley setup, but they're identical twins. They're exact same length, the same action. We used the same line. Mike rigged up his own line. It wasn't stuff that I gave him to use. The reels are small. Everything's the same. Why do you use a rod like this, Mike? Because I felt actually pretty good when I saw our equipment was the same.
Well, this super line, fire line that we're using, 6.2, I always like to use a medium light rod because of monofilament is user friendly, it's got stretch. Super lines do not. So I went to a medium light rod, it worked out for me. It's a Series 1 rod, small reel like you said earlier.
I've got a little wider spooled reel here with this Bass Pro reel. You've got an Abu reel there.
Yep.
They're lightweight, real good high feel with them. And the one thing you'll notice is Mike and myself, I don't set the hook quite as hard as Mike. He rocks the boat when he sets it. But with these super lines being no stretch, the medium light's the key.
Yep.
They retain sensitivity, but you can crack these fish hard and you're not going to pull the jig out of their mouth. There are times where I just have to show you some of the new cool things in fishing, and this is one of those times. This is a Lowrance HDS 8 unit, but I've got it hooked up with the Sirius Satellite Weather Module. Essentially what you're seeing here is a radar map superimposed upon the mapping system of the Lowrance unit. So what this tells me, all I got to do is move the cursor over. I'll look at this little box here. It tells me the exact location of where the cursor is, but on the bottom it says it's light rain in this area. That's what the green shading is. The storm cell is just to the west of the river. So I'll move the cursor over to the storm cell to see exactly how bad it is. Here it tells me that it's medium heavy rain. Okay, so that's really cool stuff. But even more important, you have warning boxes, and we'll move the cursor over to a warning box here. Hit enter. There it is, observation time. It gives me the time, how high the clouds are, but the storm is moving at 74 miles per hour to the east. Let's say, for instance, I'm fishing 10 miles offshore on Green Bay. I need to know this stuff. The weather reporting situation is from Sirius Satellite Radio. It's the same people who provide the music and stuff. You could actually pipe music into your boat if you want to. But the bottom line is the weather reporting service is unbelievable.
Well, another day is another dollar. For Gary Parsons, Mike Gofron, and Chase Parsons as they continue pitching jigs with gulp bodies to these shallow water Lake Superior walleyes.
Get it in. Get in the boat. Hey, didn't I just say that I was gonna catch one following you guys down this line?
I don't remember, we're older.
He doesn't remember.
Memory's very short. Oh, got one, Mike.
What were you saying?
Wow.
You gonna get it, Chase? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a decent fish.
Yep.
All right, all right.
He sets the hook so hard. I mean, he set it so hard, he scared me.
I know.
Jeez. Wow. He scared me, too. It's like you explode.
With so many fish biting, the lead for points, or dollars, has gone back and forth quite a few times in what is shaping up to be a pretty stiff competition for catching fish.
I catch one, then I miss one, so I get up a buck, then down a buck, so.
The competition between these three is so close, in fact, that with each new walleye comes some celebrating in the form of a little song.
I'm in the money.
And unfortunately, a whole lot of dance.
Thought that if he told
But
you.
with the walleyes coming in droves like they are, the sun is starting to set and the clock is winding down on who will emerge the victor of this weed walleye jigging battle royale.
Gonna need the net on him?
Yeah, it feels like a decent one here, guys.
Yeah.
It feels okay.
He's kind of cruising off to the side.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is.
Oh, yeah, that's a good fish chase.
Oh, yeah. Little balance beaver on the edge of the net. All right.
That's a good one, Chase.
Yeah, it is a good fish. I casted it out there. It took it on the first lift. It was so far out there I
Really?
couldn't tell exactly how big it was.
Did he
but-
thump it?
Yeah, he hit it pretty hard actually. But I kind of lifted first a little bit, and all of a sudden it just went bonk.
Yep.
Are you using the 2 or 3 inch ones?
I'm using a 3-inch Gulp.
Look at the tail from spawn.
Oh yeah.
Still well beat up.
Yep. Oh, let's
Nice
get back. Yeah, let's get back. All right. Let's get back in the water here. Oh, there we go. Doesn't take them too long to get to the bottom, does it?
The final minutes of Gary Parsons, Mike Gofron's, and Chase Parsons' $1 a fish competition tick off the clock, with a tension almost as tight as the fire line between their rods and their jigs.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. Pretty good sized one. Heavy little bugger.
There is no sign of a breakaway winner for the final count of points, as each walleye is brought in the boat almost one on top of another.
All right.
Awesome.
Nice. Nice net job, Chase.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks that a good jig fisherman doesn't set the hook hard's never fished with Mike. Man, you set the hook, the whole boat shakes.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is. Real nice fish.
Yep. Well, I get excited, you know, Gary. This is so fun, pitching over these weeds
Oh, it is.
with a 1/16 or an 1/8 ounce jig and just kind of gliding it over there, twitching it a little bit, pulling it off the weed, and you feel that thump. It's the greatest thing to do, walleye fishing. You know, we could probably troll across the tops of these weeds with spinners, but we're here on a...
You got one, Chase?
Yep.
Oh,
there's
geez,
a
that's
good
a good fish.
Oh, I feel like such a loser.
I'll get the net.
All right. There we go. There we
That's
go.
a nice one.
That's how it's supposed to
Hey.
work right there, huh?
Yours is bigger than mine.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Well, you know.
No fair. Look at that. Who's that guy in the front of the boat up there?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the guy who's doing all the boat controls so you guys can pitch to that little edge.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In the unbelievable winds we're experiencing right now, right?
Yeah. He spanked him pretty good this morning, though.
Yeah, you know. All right, we'll give him a break at least. At least for now.
Well, it looks as if Mike walks away as the winner in the final tally, but a great deal can be said for fishermen, fishery, and even equipment to have such a close finish after the kind of numbers of fish that Gary, Mike, and Chase were able to land in the boat pitching jigs to these shallow, weedy water Lake Superior Bay walleyes.
This is the best
Mike's the
$2 I've
champion.
ever made in my life. Oh. And I fished hard for it.
We get to
We get in the woods.
Like a bear.
Yeah, why don't you net this one? Oh, net it! You said you net a pike for me. Net it.
I'm trying to.
Get it in the net.
The hot new thing in outboards have been in recent years is kind of a lot of talk about four-stroke motors. A lot of new advances. Sometimes, though, it's good to remember an old reliable. One of the hot new things in outboard engines are the four-stroke motors.
The Next Bite would like to thank the Bay Mills community and the Bay Mills Casino and Resort. For more information on accommodations, the casino, dining, or other featured amenities, please visit www.4baymills.com or call toll-free at 188-422-9645.